Hi, I'm Alanna from the SA Pro Team 2016 and today I'm going to show you how to do a super glam bronze smoky eye. First off, I'm going to fill in her brows using the AMC Brow Gel in shade 12 and brush 31T. The brow gel is great because it gives a really defined look. It's also waterproof and smudge proof. Next, I use the cream concealer in shade 38 and my 22T concealer brush to outline the brows, but I also do apply it over the lid. This is just going to help prep the eye before I put the eye base on. Using my 27P brush, I apply eyeshadow keeper all over the lid and set it using a matte eyeshadow. Using my 4SS blending brush, I apply 612 eyeshadow as a transition colour just into the crease of the eye. Then using my 6SS brush and shade eyeshadow 300, I apply that in the crease to deepen. Using my 29PO brush, I use the 294 Water Spice eyeshadow to darken the outer corner. Once I've applied that to both sides, I then use my 19P brush to blend the edges but also blend the dark colour into the crease. Then I go back in with my 6SS brush and eyeshadow 305 through the socket. Basically what this is going to do is just soften that darker colour that we first applied. Once I'm happy with my blending, I get the eyeliner gel in shade 96 and use my 22T synthetic brush to apply it all over the lid. I don't apply it in the inner corner of the eye as I'm going to save that and use a highlighting colour. With the gel, it's best to do one eye at a time so it doesn't set and doesn't dry, as this can affect the pigment sticking to the lid. Using my 16PP flathead brush, I apply the Star Dust pigment in shade 116 over the lid and using the gel to really bind it together. I use 395 eyeshadow as my highlighting colour for the inner corner of the eye and use the 11S brush as it's a little bit smaller and fits perfectly on the inner corner. Before I apply the lashes, I do measure them to the shape of the eye and then cut them down to size. First of all, I stick the 16N lashes and then stick the 14N lashes over the top. Once I'm happy with the eyes, I use toner to clean up and prep the skin. Once the skin has been prepped, I use the under makeup base and 27TG brush to apply it all over the skin. I use the 35S brush to apply a light layer of 77HD all over the base. I avoid using any foundation under the eye area as that's where I'm going to apply the under eye concealer. I use shade 92, which is a little bit lighter than her colour, and I apply it with the 27P brush and blend it down and out. I set the under eye concealer with a little bit of the HD powder in shade 403, just really lightly to set it so it doesn't crease. I use the shade 86 in the HD foundation for cream contouring on the cheeks, but also use it around the sides of the face. I use a beauty blender to buff it in as I find it gives a really soft finish. Once I'm finished with the cream contouring, I use shade 81 in the HD foundation to highlight. This also helps to sharpen the contour and lighten the center of the face. Then I go over using the same brush, the 28PO brush, and the liquid illuminator in shade 69 to apply to the cheekbones and also down the center of the face to give that really nice glow. When I'm ready to set her base, I use the loose powder 14 and the triangle sponge applicator to use the technique baking. You apply the loose powder with the triangle sponge under the eyes, under the contour, and down the center of the face. You let it set for a couple minutes and then wipe it off using a fluffy brush. I used the 15 BJF brush to dust off the loose powder once it had set. Using the 10S bullet brush and the shade 300 in the eyeshadows, I blend out the eyeshadow underneath the eye so it's really smoked out. Then I go in with the 13P brush and the 305 eyeshadow to deepen it up. Lastly, I use my 17TL brush with the 394 shade eyeshadow to define under the eyes. Once that's done, I use the Kohl pencil in shade 01, which is black, in the waterline of the eye, but I also softly blend it into the lash line to give a real smoky effect. To intensify the contour, I then go in using the 502 sculpting powder and the 24SS brush. This just helps to apply a little bit more definition into the cheeks, but also around the sides of the face. To soften it out even more, I use a little bit of the multi bronzer in shade 78. To apply the blush, I use the 15 BJF brush and the shade 33 in the blush, and just apply that to the apple of the cheeks. I find it a lot easier when they smile. You can find the apples of the cheeks a lot easier, and you know that you're going to apply the blush nice and evenly. To add a little bit more highlight, I then use my 4SS brush and the 103 Trio, again to highlight the highest points of the face, so on the cheekbones but also down the center. I apply the lash enhancing mascara to the bottom of the lashes but also the top to help stick the natural ones to the false ones a little better. For the lips, I use the 854 crayon to outline and colour in the full lips. Then I go in with the AMC crayon in shade 14 through the centre of the lip to soften and lighten up the colour. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Make sure you subscribe to the Inglot Australia YouTube channel.